Now we're going to talk about valid variable names. We've been making quite a few variable names here, and they've all been valid. We haven't entered invalid variable names. But if you start coding on your own, you might not know what the best practices are. So we're going to go through and we're going to do this together. The first one we want to avoid is the use of types as our variable name. So what do I mean by that? Well, we know about integers, so we don't want to write something like var int is equal to 10, right? Even though this is valid, we don't want to do this, and we definitely don't want to use the lowercase either, because we want to just save int for our type here. So we also have seen double, var double is equal to 10. That's going to be very confusing to read. So we want to avoid this. Even though Xcode allows us to do this, we want to avoid doing that. It's a really bad practice to use that. And then we also are going to see additional reserved keywords. So things like if, and this is actually going to throw a compile error here. Struct would be another one. We're going to use class later on. Func. Any of these words that highlight in pink here, we want to avoid using in our computer program as a variable name. So you're going to kind of see all these additional keywords in the future. I know we haven't taken a look at these yet in our projects, but this is a real helpful indicator from Apple that it colors our keywords as pink. So use that as a guiding rule not to name your variable names with a pink keyword here. There's some other things we want to avoid. We want to avoid adding spaces in between our variable names. So we don't want to write something like addition answer is equal to 10. We want to use camel case, which means we capitalize the additional letter here, or the next letter of our second word and our third word and our fourth word. You're going to capitalize the first letter so that you can read it. So like discount on shoes at store, we notice where the capital letters are. We also want to avoid reusing a variable name here, right? Addition answer we've already said was a variable name. Now we can use price after discount again, but notice that we didn't use the var keyword. We're not recreating this variable, we're just accessing this variable. So in this case, we're trying to recreate a variable named addition answer, which we've already done in this computer program. So we want to not do that. We want to avoid using the same name over and over again. So once again, what we could do is we could say something like var z is equal to 10, or let's set it equal to 33, and then we could say z is equal to 44. And this would be completely valid because we're just updating the value of z. We're not redefining that there is a variable named z here. So this is kind of what we did with price after discount.